Hello and welcome to this video in which we shall be discussing graphing parabolas level 1. Graph the equation y equals minus x squared minus 8x minus 12 on the accompanying set of axes. You must plot 5 points, including the roots and the vertex. So in order to get the roots and the vertex, we will need to write all forms of the quadratic equation. So first of all, there are 3 forms, of course. This is the given form, which is the standard form. We want to write the other 2 forms as well. So let's start with the vertex form. So vertex form, y equals. First of all, we take a negative outside of the common factor from the first 2 terms, and we get x squared plus 8x. And we can keep the minus 12 as it is. And then we will rewrite the equation. Y equals negative, open brackets, minus 12. And in the brackets, we write x plus 4 all squared minus 16. So the final form will look like this, negative x plus 4 all squared plus 16 minus 12, which is the same as negative x plus 4 all squared plus 4. And this tells us that the vertex is at negative 4 and positive 4. And it also tells us, because of this negative here, that the parabola is upside down and the vertex is a maximum. Now we're going to write factored form as well. So we need to factorize. So in this case, we're going to take a negative outside as a common factor. We're going to write x squared plus 8x plus 12. Now we need to factorize. So we want 2 numbers that multiply to 12 and add up to 8. So this becomes negative x plus 6 and x plus 2. From factored form, we can get the 2 x-intercepts. So the values of x that would make these brackets equal to 0. So we have negative 6, comma 0 and negative 6, negative 2, comma 0. We have 3 points so far. Let's plot them. We have this point, negative 4, 4. We have negative 6, 0, and we have negative 2, 0. Negative 4 and 4 is this point right here. Negative 6 and 0 is right here. And negative 2 and 0 is right here. We want 5 points in total, including the roots and the vertex. We already got the roots and the vertex. We just need 2 more points. It can be anything. We will choose x values that are kind of within the range of the 3 points that we already got. So we have a point at negative 6, a point at negative 4, and a point at negative 2. We're going to find that the best values to choose for the remaining points are when x is negative 5 and when x is negative 3. We have to figure out what the y values will be. So you can write x equals negative 3, x equals negative 5, and try to find the y value in each case. You can use whichever form you like to plug the x in. So for example, if we choose the factored form, you can say minus x plus 6, x plus 2 equals y. For negative 3, it becomes negative 3 plus 6, negative 3 plus 2, which is negative 3 times negative 1. This here is 3 and this here is negative 1. If you multiply all these together, you get positive 3. So we write y equals 3. Now we need to do the same thing, but for the new value, which is negative 5. So let's put negative outside. Negative 5 plus 6, negative 5 plus 2. This gives us negative 1 times negative 3. And again, negative and negative cancel out, and we're left with 3 as well. So we have y equals 3 here as well. So our last 2 points are -3, 3 and -5, 3. So we're just going to plot them here, -5, 3 and -3, 3. And delta graphs the parabola for us. And we can just submit the answer like this. Let's try another problem. Again, we need all three forms of the equation. So let's start with the vertex form. So for vertex form, we have negative x squared plus 12x minus 35. This is the same as negative square brackets minus 35. And we have x plus 6 all squared minus 36. And this gives us negative x plus 6 all squared plus 36 minus 35. Negative x plus 6 all squared, y equals, of course, negative x plus 6 all squared plus 1. So the vertex is -6, 1. This is the first form. Now, for the second form, which is factored form, all we have to do is factorize, obviously. So for factored form, we have y equals negative x squared minus 12x minus 35. Take a negative outside as a common factor, and get x squared plus 12x plus 35. Factorize, we have x plus 7 and x plus 5. So your two x-intercepts are -7, 0 and -5, 0. These are the two intercepts. So we have 3 points so far. Let's graph them. We have -6, 1. We have -7, 0. We have -5, 0. Again, it's wise to take x values that are close to the values we already have. So we can just use -8 and -4. I'm going to use vertex form this time to plug. It doesn't really matter which form you choose. So y equals negative x plus 6 all squared plus 1. Try it with x equals -7. Try it with x equals negative. Excuse me. Try it with x equals -8 and with x equals -4. The two values that we decided to take other than the 3 points. So for this value, we get y equals -8 plus 6 all power 2 plus 1. Y equals -4 plus 6 all power 2 plus 1. And all we have to do is just evaluate. So we have -2 all squared plus 1, which is -4 plus 1, which is -3. Here we have excuse me, this was supposed to be -2, but it doesn't really matter. And here we have +2 all squared plus 1. Again, this is -4. Either way, the power 2 cancels the negative, and the final answer is negative, so it doesn't matter. We have -4 plus 1, so again, this is equal to -3. So we're going to choose -8 and -3, as well as -4 and -3. And this is it. You just have to submit. And this is the correct answer here as well. Let's try the third problem. So in this case, we have -x squared plus 10x minus 21. For vertex form, this becomes -x squared minus 10x minus 21, which is the same as minus square brackets minus 21. And inside you put x minus 5 all squared minus 25. So this becomes negative x minus 5 all squared plus 25 minus 21, which is negative x minus 5 all squared plus 4, y equals this expression. Of course, from this expression, we get that the vertex is 5 and 4. This is our first point. Next, we try factored form. Y equals negative x squared plus 10x minus 21. Take a negative outside as a common factor. We have x squared minus 10x plus 21. This is the same as x minus 7 and x minus 3 in factored form. So the intercepts would be 7, 0, 3, 0 as well. And these are two extra points that we now have. So let's plot the points that we got so far. We have 7, 0, we have 3, 0, and we have 5 and 4. Now we have 4 and 6. 4 and 6 can be the two values that we get for x, the two extra values. So x equals 4, x equals 6. We can plug in any form you want. I'm going to use factored form in this case, just for example. We have y equals negative x minus 7, x minus 3. So y equals negative 4 minus 7 is negative 3. 4 minus 3 is positive 1, which is 3. Y equals negative 6 minus 7 is negative 1. 6 minus 3 is positive 3. And we get positive 3 here as well. So in both cases, we have 4 and 3 and 6 and 3. And this is the final answer. And we submit. This brings us to the end of our video. I hope this has been beneficial. Thank you for watching.